Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley.
Larry, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now the Ravens getting ready for their first go on offense. They'll be led out by their veteran quarterback, a former Blue Hen out of Delaware. It's Joe Flacco.
And I'll bet right now it's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
And a flag out right away, and I believe our day will begin with a 1st and 15. That's on the Pro Bowl guard, Marshall Yanda.
Still first down.
They run with Collins. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And here now, the Baltimore offense.
This organization's identity for years has been its defense. But if you take a closer look at the offense in 2016, better than you might think. 17th overall, 12th in passing. They're looking to take the next step now to becoming a top 10 offense in the NFL.
Flacco fakes the give, sets to throw. And this one caught by Max Williams. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle.
There goes Alex Collins, the 30, 10, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Alex Collins, his first touchdown of the new season, and the Ravens have taken the early lead. You talk about explosion plays. Here's one pretty much right out of the gate.
And now they get to ride a wave of emotion, momentum, everything. Just as you described, right out of the gate. Big sprint, touchdown. They're excited. But on the other side, they've got to guard against a major letdown, because they hit them right in the gut with that one. And now you start to question yourself a little bit when you give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. Now it's Duke Johnson here on the return. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. Leading them out in his 7th year now out of Virginia Tech, Tyrod Taylor.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
High. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. And a peek now at the offense for Cleveland. 2016 was a very tough year for Cleveland offensively, but head coach Hugh Jackson, who also handles the play calling, has high hopes for 2017 with a revamped offensive line and his creativity in play calling. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Play clock winding down. On 2nd down, Taylor. This is Coleman with a grab. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
On second down, here's Taylor. And he rifles one incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and that'll make it third down. The starters now defensively for Baltimore.
Terrell Suggs is a veteran pass rusher that still commands the respect of every offense that he goes against. Even though he hurt his Achilles in 2015 and lost that season, he bounced back in 2016 with 8 sacks, still showing the explosiveness that's marked his career.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll need to get the play off quickly. On third down, Taylor. And he fires one, but incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up fourth. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
On first down, Flacco. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The numbers for Williams a week ago, 7 catches, 88 yards.
And they've gone to him early in this one. I sense a theme, one that I expect to continue throughout this contest.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. This is Collins on the handoff. And he'll get this out to about the 38-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And here's the starting crew defensively for Cleveland.
When you look at Cleveland's defense in 2016, it's pretty easy to isolate where their problems began. 31st in the league against the run. They finished 31st overall in total defense as well. So you have to start with them shutting down teams running the football to give themselves a chance to make some plays in the passing game.
2nd down following the run. They go again with Collins. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
Flacco off play action. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement, because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
Let's see if they do that. The The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. They run it again with Hyde. And he will force his way forward for a yard or two, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back.
Holding offense.
So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Now Taylor to throw on second down. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding offense.
Joel Bitonio, one of the steals of the 14 draft, the culprit there. Now Taylor looking to throw on second down. Underneath for Johnson. And able to get a little more breathing room out to the 5-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Now Brown. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
All right, partner, despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them.
On second down, Collins. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Third and long for Joe Flacco. Room here to run. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 11 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Sam Cook now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. And this is their third drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a second drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Taylor, he's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Let's go! Brian 38! Brian 38! Black round! Black round!
To throw on third down. Taylor. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
And no second guessing the call here. It was third and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
With it is Brown. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. So the false start will back them up 5.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. And again, it's Collins. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts this down to a 3rd and about 5. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
That is caught. It's Perriman. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding, offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
The Ravens on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Flacco from the gun. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
I know every down's important, but you know as well as I do, partner. Third down is key for both offenses and defenses, and Cleveland's got to get better on third down on D.
And what they did right there, you're right, they need more of. They were tied for 30th in the NFL in sacks last year, but a big one there brings up a punting situation. Fielded at about the 28. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. And the Browns getting set to go. So far they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now sometimes if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
goes high as they begin on the ground. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Again, it's high. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. Might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively.
Ohio! Ohio! Here we go! Ohio! Ohio!
Taylor now to throw on 3rd down. Nowhere to get away, and down he goes. Taylor is sacked. Let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now first quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Man open left side, it's Williams. And he's able to get this one up to the 45-yard line.
Offense.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
From the gun, Flacco. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A nice gain of 21 yards. Just the first quarter of a tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you, from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a long night.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now Collins. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play caller, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy is disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a second guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
And before they can get settled in here, time expires. On the first quarter of action. 7-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel.
Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The Ravens on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Operating out of the gun, Flacco. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Emmanuel Ogbah able to track him down for a loss of 13. And it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, certainly some teams are not intimidated by down and distance on defense, are they? 3rd and very long? Let's go get this guy again. Big-time pressure.
Update now from a game going on in Pittsburgh. Early on, it's the Vikings in the driver's seat. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Taylor, the throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The Browns on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Taylor now to throw on 3rd down. Powers, Taylor hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point? Whatever you're going to pick up, they either take the hit.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still 1st down.
Here we go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
From the gun, it's Taylor. This one complete to Coleman. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Flex round. Flex round. Come on, let's go. Brand 38.
Taylor to throw on 2nd down. His throw incomplete. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, there's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Come on, let's go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. To throw is Taylor on 3rd down. Over the middle, complete. It's Gordon. But it also lead to a 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. A reminder, coming up tonight, Green Bay visits Atlanta. All sorts of storylines there. A playoff rematch, also the opening of Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And then on Monday night, the Giants host the Lions.
So the Giants play on Sunday night and Monday night to open the season.
Yeah, 2 under the lights. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
We all know that Myles Garrett was drafted #1 in the NFL for his ability to get to the quarterback. That's his stock in trade. But the underrated part of his game, plays well against the run, knows how to hold the point of attack.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
3rd down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Williams. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the 1st down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On 2nd down, Hyde. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop him cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there.
The Browns on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Johnson. And he's brought down, but following a pretty juke move that gives him the 1st down. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that 1st. Tim carry for Hyde. There he goes inside the 30. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They run again with Hyde on 1st. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more.
Well, after what we just saw, we know that with third down coming up, this is not a gimme for the offense. They've got to figure out what they want to do. Do they challenge their offensive line and try and run it? Or do they go ahead and concede that this is a tough defense and put it in the air?
Here we go. 1, 9, 1.
On 3rd and 1, it's Taylor. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here.
Offense.
They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 11.
Let's go. 1, 9, 1.
From the shotgun, it's Taylor. Buying time to his left. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a few first downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
This is fielded at the goal line. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back at the 29. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. And the offense behind the chains here, a touch on 2nd and 11. Now it's Flacco. Over the middle, complete. It's Williams. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 4. Now Flacco. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. We get a glance at Duke Johnson as he heads back out onto the field. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives? So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done. Yeah, with the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. They start the drive with Hyde, and he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Baltimore after this. A reminder coming up at half, but business to take care of before that. Here's Taylor looking to throw on second down. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. 3rd and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack. Now Taylor. Screenplay. Johnson. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Britton Colquitt now. He's been terrific so far. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. 1st and 10, and Flacco looking to throw. He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Flacco looks to throw. Drops it underneath for Collins. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Setting up to throw, Flacco. Under pressure, and Flacco's going to be dropped. Jamie Collins coming in from that outside linebacker spot to bury him for a loss of 7. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Second down, Flacco now. He's going deep for Brown. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Holding offense.
And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
The Ravens on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. The give left side to Collins. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Sam Cook now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Around the NFL, we've got a second quarter score. And the Steelers there out to an early lead. Ben Roethlisberger hooking up with his guys early and often. 3 first-half touchdowns. Now Carlos Hyde gears up to take the field again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space? A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Give them a couple on the catch in 2nd and 8.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early.
False start, offense.
And that'll set them back 5. And they're going to go soft on the corners. Now a give to Collins. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 11. Here's Collins. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Both the Ravens and the Browns have not had the best success throwing the football. It's a passing league, but these defenses have mostly been able to contain that today. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. 3rd down from the 35. Collins got nothing but space here, and he's gone as he sprints to the end zone. Ravens with the early advantage. Late in the first quarter, Randall's got the sack here. This ends up as a huge loss in yardage. Third and long. Defense will win the battle and get the sack. This ends up as a huge loss in yardage. They'll line up right at the 22-yard line. Suggs is going to push his way to the QB here. This will go for a loss of 8. And with that, we'll wrap up our halftime report and head back out now to M&T Bank Stadium for the start of the second half.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Tyrod Taylor now gears up to lead his offense again. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the 3rd quarter. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now it's Taylor, and incomplete on the deep ball. Pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
The Browns on third down. Just one conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They snap it at 1. Now it's Taylor. Hard throw, incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in.
On second down, Flacco to throw. It's Williams on the catch. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time. And
all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. John Brown, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks. Right there around the 35-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
Here we go.
They'll run it. Here's Hyde. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So that one will be accepted. The Browns on third down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On third down, Taylor. And they're waving pressure too much. Down he goes. Willie Henry in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Flacco. Caught left side to Crabtree. That goes for a gain of 31. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Play action. Flacco. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Williams. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
3rd and just 1. It's Flacco. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th. Worth noting, Crabtree had 9 drops last year, most in the league. Now, granted, that came on 145 targets.
And so he had plenty of opportunity, but still a little bit of a surprise. Coming out of college, one of the best parts of his game, his strong hands.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3.
You're never supposed to take a player for granted, but you almost do with Justin Tucker, don't you?
Last year, how good was he?
He was phenomenal. The one miss that he had on the season was a block against New England, correct?
Yeah, he was 38 of 39, also didn't miss a PAT.
And one thing you want to do, if you want to book him as an opera singer, you better get on the boards early. Justin Tucker can sing it now.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Holding offense.
That's on the guard, Kevin Zeitler. First-round pick back in 2012. It's Taylor. That's Njoku over the middle. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
David Njoku, nearly 17 yards a catch in college. Those are wide receiver numbers.
Yeah, went to Miami. Brad Kyle was his quarterback. They were a really good combo. Also, how about the wingspan of the young rookie? 35.25-inch arms.
Quarterbacks love that. That catch radius, huge. And what he does after the catch, really impressive. Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. You got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. 3rd and long, it's Taylor. And is incomplete.
This has been a really nice day for the defense. They've made it so difficult to find open receivers because they're able to squeeze the passing lanes down. A lot of what they're doing is communicating. Receivers in one area, receivers in another area. They're almost what they call passing them off from one defender to the next. Even in zone defenses, and making it very hard to find an open spot for the quarterback to deliver the ball.
Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. Joe Flacco and company heading back out onto the field. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent. Just the one touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader. Making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. Don't like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this third and fourth quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
The Ravens on third down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Flacco. And the third down pass falls incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
On second down, here's Taylor. Throw left side complete. That's Gordon. The reception good for 7. It's third down. The Browns on third down. They've been stymied left and right. Converted only one time. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now Taylor. He's got his tight end in Njoku. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move as that gives him a first down. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the first round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. Taylor, he dumps it to Hyde. Directly over it. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 30 yards there.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody has that ability, they want them on their team.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Make it now 3 tackles for a loss in this game, 1 for each quarter.
And for a guy who played defense in college, I can just tell you that he's feeling very satisfied right now by what he's doing, but he's elated because he knows what he's doing is helping his team win the game right now, making some big-time plays, getting into the offense's backfield and spilling everything.
Here's Taylor. And Taylor hit. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. He had gained really good yardage. That's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you've got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
To pass, Flacco. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
3rd down now following the run. They'll try and run for it with Collins. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Well, he was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken around the 12. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. On 1st down, it's Taylor. Taylor hit. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back.
So after nearly turning it over, new life here for the offense on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Taylor. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Now Taylor throwing on 3rd and long. Flushed out right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The
leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
Holding offense.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
So the D-line's going to spread out. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brandon, it's all about pace and tempo now for them. They've got the advantage, so I'm going to put musical terms for you. You don't want to go prestissimo. That's too quick, too lively, right? But you also don't want to slow it down too much. You don't want to go lento. What you really want to be is moderato. Nice and even, nice and steady, get those gains, and close out the game.
I think that chicken... And he's going to go down right near the goal line. the officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Flacco and the Ravens now, after the sack, need something good here on 3rd and long. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
For the guys who are paid to make the tackles, deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a 1st down.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. And now the Browns coming out on the field. Another tote for the afternoon workhorse. It's Hyde. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On 2nd down, Taylor. Out to the flat for Hyde. And he's brought down. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a 1st down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Now Taylor to throw. Taylor hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the 4th. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
A right side catch by Crabtree. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Flacco here on 2nd down. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Here's a 1st down run with Collins. And some room to work. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
He's to the 10, and he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Alex Collins with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener makes you feel more settled.
Yeah, I wish we could quantify it, too, because you're playing the same game. The field's the same, size. We know all of that. But being at home, sometimes when you do things well, you get that extra push from your home fans, and it elevates your game.
And in the driver's seat right now. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Following the penalty, it's Hyde, and he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be second down.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down, and you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
To throw is Taylor. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Willie Henry in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4. Score, meanwhile, from Kansas City. And an impressive display by the